Stephanie.
I'm L'Oreal.
And we are Happily Ever Elementary. So in teaching, one of the biggest components of instruction is making sure that you understand how you want to reinforce behaviors within your classroom. As younger teachers, we've taken a big focus on making sure that we have many strategies and many methods to make sure throughout the year our behavior management is covered.
So in this video, you're going to see tons of different ideas for behavior management that have worked for us. We always like to have like a 3-tier system. We like to have a behavior management that is just for the individual student because every kid is different. Every kid has good and bad days. You don't want to hold the whole class accountable for one kid's behavior. We also like to incorporate some kind of team challenge for team building, and so you separate your class into different groups. We think that really helps. And then we also love to incorporate a class challenge because we all know that in our classroom we are family and there's some things we have to work together to earn. So, we hope you enjoy.
So what our school has adopted as a whole is to use Class Dojo. Many of you have probably heard of it. It's a great tool not only for classroom management, but also for parent communication and other things like that. So our whole school has a way to give points within houses, which we'll talk about a little bit later, and then to individual students. So we both have different prizes that go along with our Class Dojo points.
So if you're not familiar with what Class Dojo is, every student has a little monster and you project it on the board and they're constantly getting points for different behaviors, and you could set those on your own. So I have like a button for being kind, a button for transitioning smoothly, a button for following directions. So when they meet 50 points in my first grade class, they get a class coupon. I have this fancy coupon holder here from Michael's, and within it is a bunch of different coupons that are free for me, and the kids love them. Just some examples here that I have: extra recess, homework pass, bring a cuddly friend to school, extra tech time, share a book with the class, and the 2 favorites of my class this year and most classes is have lunch with the teacher, which is great because you really get to know the kiddos, and then sit at the teacher's desk for a day, and I do let them use my flare pens. I know, call me crazy, but I do let them use them and they're obsessed. So this really motivates them, and it's free for me and it's great for them.
So another thing that's great about Class Dojo is you can get it on your phone because it's also an app. So like she said, all of their little monsters, you can either have it on the board and you can even let them go up and like ding their points if you have a smart board, or you can just have it on your phone, and in passing, whether it's transitions or in the hallway, you can just have your volume turned up and they will hear that positive ding of, oh, someone's making good choices, someone's getting rewarded. If it's not me, I need to fix my behavior so that might be me next time. So it's really great, especially for primary grades. I feel like they really whip into shape when they hear those cues, those sounds. How I incentivize it is I'm very fortunate. I had a parent donate a whole bunch of prizes and toys this year, and I've heard of classes that also have like a calendar throughout the year where parents can sign up to bring them if you want to sponsor a Class Dojo store. That is what we have, is a Class Dojo store, and once a month my kiddos on Fridays can come back to our Class Dojo store, and they, depending on the amount of points they have, can either buy different levels of prizes or they can save it up for something big, maybe for next month. So we'll go ahead and insert a picture right here. So that is a Class Dojo store. Obviously, a lot of those prizes are really cheap ones from either Oriental Trading or the dollar store, or like I said, free donations to our classroom. So it's of no cost to us, but all it took was some parents reaching out or me reaching out. So my kiddos really love that, and it makes our class time a little fun.
So Stephanie and I teach the younger grades, and although Class Dojo is great with the points, sometimes our kids need a tangible thing. So we have 2 more individual behavior management tools that gives them a tangible item that they go crazy for. The first one we learned about was at the Teach Your Heart Out conference in the Target Teacher Session, which was amazing. If you guys have never been to Teach Your Heart Out, you need to go. It's life-changing. But they talked about the tap jar. So we both have a tap jar in our classroom, and we fill it full of different things. We like to fill it full of those Target erasers that no one knows what to do with, but you buy them just because, and it's just full of different types of erasers, and we keep it full with the holidays. I don't care if there's Halloween ones at the bottom, the kids still love them. And when we're in the hallway and you make the mention that I'm looking for somebody to tap, the kids will immediately straighten up, get their quiet fingers, get their bubbles, and they want to be tapped. And it doesn't require you to say anything, do anything, you just walk by them, tap their shoulder, and they know that when they return to the classroom, they get to help themselves to the tap jar. This is great when they're in the hallway and they're distracted by something, or we're walking to lunch or recess where they're just crazy. All I say is, I'm looking for some friends to tap, and I immediately have a straight and quiet line.
Next up, we have the most adorable incentive. As she mentioned, we are first in kinder. So it doesn't take a lot to get them excited, but something that really makes them light up is warm and fuzzies. So we both have these in our classroom. We both actually remember getting them as children as well, so that kind of makes it a little bit more special. We get the magic. But they are literally just fuzz balls with eyeballs. And you can even find some with like feet and antennas. They're really, really cute. But basically the premise of these is you tell your kids like, this student was making such good choices and they were helping me out today. Or you can even have other students pick them. Maybe the kid from yesterday gets to pick today's warm and fuzzy, but you give them out as you see fit. It can either be once a day or throughout the day, maybe during a time when it's a little bit noisy and you're noticing that one or two kids are super focused and you just set it on their name tag and the rest of the class is like, but either way, it's like a really positive way to refocus your students' behaviors and to get them right on track, because this is a great way to have a positive culture, classroom culture, and to make sure that they are getting rewarded when they need to.
So now we're moving into team incentives and team behavior management strategies. We have a few of these in place that are going all year long, and one of them we both use is table points. We use table points for quick and quiet transitions, we use table points for team building, and we use table points for whoever can clean the nicest. It just gets the kids to really motivate each other and cheer each other on in a team setting, and we really think it helps. And we always make sure in our table groups that we have some of our most well-behaved kids and mixed with some of our struggling kids. Same with like levels of knowledge. We have some of our high flyers with some of our little babies who are struggling, and so it just really helps them help each other. It makes the classroom community very strong, and we will insert a picture here. We just have it on our board. I have 3 tables right now. Sometimes I have 6 tables in my class. It just depends what formation I'm working with, and we just add points. And in my class, when they get to 20 points, the whole team gets to reward themselves by going to the treasure box. Everyone has different prizes and incentives for their teams, but I just think like when you work together and you win together, it's gonna bring you guys stronger.
Another team system that we have in place is actually a whole school system. It's the Ron Clark House system. So at the beginning of this inaugural year for our school, every student got to randomly select their house, and it was super special. Even we got to, and so each one of us is in a house, kind of like Harry Potter. We have 6 houses, and throughout our whole school, everyone takes ownership over their house, and their behavior reflects that. And so in the hallways, what we had mentioned before on Class Dojo is every teacher at our school has access to the full house's points. So if Miss Hemingway is in the hallway and sees my class walking by and she sees that there's an Amistad student that's doing well, she can open up her Class Dojo app, open the Amistad house, and give them points for whatever reason, whether it's walking quietly or following directions the first time. She can help give house points that way, and it really builds this great camaraderie amongst all grade levels, which we love as kinder and first grade teachers. We don't always get our students working with older grades, and this just automatically unified them. So basically, their lanyards are color-coded with their house, and that is how we're able to recognize them in the hall, cafeteria, or at recess. That's how they recognize each other, and it's just a really great way to build that feeling of camaraderie, community, and teamwork across all grade levels in our whole entire school. Our first group behavior management strategy is the LITE BRITE challenge. We've used this in our classroom here and there from time to time, and it really motivates the kids. If you're a 90s kid, you know what the LITE BRITE is, and this is just the updated version. It's a little bit more compact and small. Works the same way. You have pegs that go into a picture, and you could download pictures off the internet and different types of images. It comes with the pegs in a nice case, and then I created this frame here for my class. It says here that if for every quiet transition they have, they get 1 peg.
For every compliment in the hall, they get 2 pegs, and then for every time that they're quiet while teacher's talking to another adult, they get 3 pegs. So that's just the system I created in my class. Those are just 3 things my kids struggle with. And then at the bottom, we select what prize that they want, and they chose a game day and donut party. Super easy, and it takes a long time for them to work for it, so they get to see that they slowly chip away, and as soon as it is all full and every peg is in its place for the picture, they get their reward. So another whole group incentive that you can reward good behavior with is something as simple as just a jar full of either marbles or fuzz balls or whatever's going to get your kids excited. So my kids enjoy these, they're like glittery little fuzz balls, but basically the biggest goal that we work on is transitions and walking quietly in the hall, things that other teachers or staff members can recognize us doing, and making sure that we're following our school's code of excellence. And so basically anytime my class gets a compliment either on the way to specials or coming into the cafeteria quietly, they know that right away that when they get back to class, someone will be chosen to put a fuzz ball in our jar. And you can do it 2 different ways. Probably several ways, but one way is you could either have them count, and their goal could be like 20 fuzz balls till they earn their reward, or it could be basically just filling up the jar. So my class this last semester earned filling up their jar. It took about 3 months. Once they got it, we got a popcorn party and an educational movie, and they loved it. But it's just a quick way to reward a whole entire class for doing a killer job in the hallways. They always give a silent cheer, and yeah, it's just another way to recognize really, really awesome choices. The last group behavior management strategy we have are these adorable behavior savers that we actually created. They're in our Teach Us Stay Teacher store. We have 14 different anchor charts that you could trace. You could change them up every month based on your theme. You could change them up every few months just to change the look in your classroom. This one we have here is a llama. And we also have here a mermaid one that we traced out. So these anchor charts are meant to be traced, and then you come up with a goal with your kids, and it's just a display in your classroom that's a reminder that they're working towards something that you guys choose. So my class in particular, we really struggle with blurting and keeping our thoughts in our brain. So our class is working on blurting, and that's just our goal right now. And for Stephanie's, they're working on quiet transitions, and we change up just every month or a week what we're working on. So basically when those students are showing the exact behaviors you're looking for, and we're all towards the end of the year now, so we're like trying to motivate them to be the next grade level. So making 1st grade choices or 2nd grade choices, and when we catch that behavior, right then and there we want rewarded. So whether they're moving their tokens closer to getting it on our anchor chart or farther away if they're not making the right choices, it's really important to have those conversations. So what you're going to do is, with this product that we have, your point systems or your little awards or tokens that you can put on your board are going to be different for each anchor chart. So for the mermaid, it's bubbles. For your llama, it's little tassels that go on its harness and on the mat on its back, and you can decorate that llama however you choose. But basically right then and there, you're going to have that moment with your class where you're like, oh my gosh, I just saw it. We had the most amazing transition. Now it's our time to reward you. And once you get to the end, basically your class deserves that big prize, and they're just going to enjoy celebrating it. So these next few behavior management strategies that we're going to share are just ones that we can use not throughout the year, but for special occasions or seasonal, or just depending on your kids' behaviors, you may need to spark something new, whether it's close to testing or a holiday. And one of the ones we use when we're rotating kids in 1st grade, so we have groupings where we get to group our kids and we switch kids. And when I have other teachers' kids in my class, my behavior management system kind of goes out the window because they're not my kids. So I've used raffle tickets. Raffle tickets is a cheap, easy way for the kids to stay motivated. You're really only awarding 1 to 2 prizes at the end, but the kids who earn a raffle ticket think that they're already winning because they have a chance to win. So raffle tickets are a really good way that you can hand them out throughout the day for good behavior while you don't have your own kids, or even if right before a holiday you're seeing bad behavior, go to the Target dollar spot, buy a prize, and say the best behavior at the end of the week was the most raffle tickets, or you pull a winner, is going to get this prize, and it's really going to motivate your students.
So another behavior strategy is going to be like a secret student. So it doesn't matter kind of what you use or if you use anything to select and hide that secret student, but you let your class basically know that either at the beginning of the day, you're going to select a student's name and you're going to keep it secret all day long. And you're going to basically be watching that student, but nobody knows who it is. So if you want a chance at being that secret student and winning the prize for the day, you just have to keep your behavior in check, because who knows, it might be you. And if you're caught not following directions or not being a role model for your classmates, you're probably not going to win the prize at the end of the day if you were selected. So basically, we've used it whole group. We've also used it during our groups or our center work. I've even used it for whole groups. In my centers, I'll say there's a secret group I'm keeping my eye on, and they just need to make really good choices during centers today. And if I see that they're off task, all I have to go is, oh no, and my whole class will just stop and look and be like, oh no, if it's us, we were probably just talking, we might be the secret group, we need to get in check. So at the end of either centers or at the end of the day, you would reveal your secret student, and if they did an amazing job, you'd go ahead and have your kids do a cheer for them, you'd praise them, you'd give them whatever prize it is. It might just be something as small as like Class Dojo points or even like treasure box. If they don't make the good choices that they earned their prize, then you just say, unfortunately, our secret student cannot be revealed. Hopefully next time they'll make better choices so they can earn a prize.
The last bonus behavior management strategy we have to share is something that we use at the end of the year. Just naturally at the end of the year, you start talking to your kids about the expectations of the next grade level and what they need to be doing, how they need to be ready, and how important it is to stay focused all through the end of the year. So what we've done is we created this really cute vest, and we'll insert a picture here. And the vest says that I am ready for second grade. So this is a vest that I use in my class, and I let the kids wear it who are showing me that they're ready for second grade. And I let the second grade teachers know to please look out for that student. Make it a big deal in the hall. Stop in, see who's wearing it, really give them that attention, because it's getting them to first know their next level teachers, and second, trying to get themselves ready and prepared and showing the other kids in the class what it takes to be ready for second grade or the next grade really helps them stay focused at the end of the year and know what their goals are to make it to their next grade level. So this is just a cute way at the end of the year just to get the kids excited about moving on to next grade and getting them mentally prepared for it.
So hopefully you find an idea or two from this video that can help you and your students to make it through the rest of the year and hopefully even start next year strong. These are strategies that we rely on and that we swap out quite a bit. Obviously it's a lot of ideas, so you don't maintain them all at once, but we really rely on them, and it makes our school year so much easier and so much more enjoyable.
So like Stephanie said, these are just ideas that we just go through and we try out, and they worked for us. If you guys have other amazing behavior management tips and tricks, please leave them in the comments below. We love learning new things. We love just giving our kids a new way to be amazing in our class. So make sure your bell notification is on, and make sure you are subscribed to our channel. Give this video a nice thumbs up, and
we hope to see you guys soon.